It's Killemtv.
Yeah, so we back with another one. This time I want to talk about biopics or movies regarding artist life. I just watched the Roxanne Shante joint, the Roxanne Roxanne on Netflix, and I gotta say it was a classic. It was a classic. I think that it had a lot of things in it. It wasn't just hip hop and music. It just had a lot of content. And with me being from a different era, I think that that movie was necessary. Furthermore, me personally, I feel like movies turn out better when the artist is still alive to tell their story and to depict it a certain way. Like the NWA movie was good because everybody was able to give their input on how things went, minus Eazy-E, may he rest in peace. But the New Edition movie, I didn't see it, but I heard it was really good. The Biggie movie was cool, the Pop movie was alright, but I can honestly say I feel like when, let's say if they did a Castellano movie, they did a movie about me, and I'm sitting here able to say, cut, that didn't happen like that, or no, rewrite this, that's not how I wanted to come across, versus somebody who wasn't there, who's going off of a story that they was told from somebody that may not have been there either, and it's just the authenticity is just not really there. It's not hitting home the way it's supposed to. So, let's debate. What do y'all think? Do you think it don't make a difference? Do you think all these movies came out the same way, regardless of if the person was still alive or not? What's your thoughts? Me personally, that's mine. I think that, it turns out better with the artist being able to display the story how they want it to be displayed from their personal point of view, from how things went at that time for them. And I think Shante did a great job at doing that. I think it came across very authentic, even though it was a time period which I was probably either not born or still a baby. I was still able to relate to certain things, and the story interests me. It caught my interest. I think it was a good story. I think it was an instant classic. I would have liked to have seen it on the big screen. I don't know what type of deal they got going with Netflix now, to where as though everybody doing it, but people like Dave Chappelle getting 60 million. So clearly it's beneficial. But I would have liked to see that on the big screen, definitely. But the way it ended, if y'all didn't see it, I suggest y'all go see it. But, for those that did see it, the way it ended, I feel like it's going to be a sequel. And I'm not going to, spoil it for nobody that didn't see it. But if you've seen it, the way it ended, it's probably going to be a sequel. I can almost guarantee it's going to be a sequel. And even that's genius, like to set it up to where as though, you could have a sequel. Because you alive and your story is still, you still living it out. So you could very well make a sequel and, start from where you left off at. And, speaking of projects, the BMF story is supposed to be on the way. What 50 did with Power was genius. I think that was dope. So I can only imagine what he's going to do with the BMF story. But also, the BMF story is a real story, and these people, for the majority, the main people, they around to tell this story. Which again, to me, is going to be, it should come across more authentic, more real, just more better. Something that will grab the audience attention versus a bunch of, fluff that's put in the movie that maybe didn't happen or didn't happen exactly in that way. Now, granted, you can only get so real with this stuff, but you know, some people, like, I'm a perfectionist with my music. I want it to be perfected the way I want it to be. If it was a movie that I'm doing about me, I want it to come across a certain way too. So, you know, it all depends on the person and who's behind it. But you know, Shante Roxanne, Shante on Netflix. Make sure y'all check that out if you didn't. And you know, we getting ready for this BMF story. I think that if they take their time with it, start from the beginning, or you know, start from the middle, maybe the second season, or go back to the beginning. However they do it, just you know, if it's gonna be better than Power, it should last at least 5 seasons or more. If we saying it's gonna be better, so you know, that's my take on it. That's my thoughts. We on Killemtv. This is Killem signing out.